Hey, man, where's that national title right now? Where's that trophy sitting?
It's sitting about 5 feet in front of me here. I'll make sure they get them out of here as quick as possible. I don't want to look at them too long and get soft. Light it.
The Triple Option is presented by Wendy's. Get yourself a $4 Biggie Bite, $6 Biggie Bag, or an $8 Biggie Bundle now at Wendy's. Another edition of the Triple Option presented by Wendy's coming your way. Urban Meyer, Mark Ingram II, Rob Stone here with you as always. Thanks for putting us in your ears and your eyeballs. We appreciate you being a part of the Triple Option family. Remember to rate, subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as across social media at 3X Option Show. You like that, huh, Mark? Something different. Mixing it up. Sure. Go with that, flavor. Stone. New episodes coming your way on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Later on in the show, how about this for guests, guys? Indiana head coach, national champion, Curt Cignetti is going to join Hoosiers. The Triple Option. Yeah, that's going to be a fun conversation. I can't wait to catch up. Can't wait to catch up with him. I'm very curious to see what he's wearing as well. I feel like all I've been seeing from him lately is that red 3/4 zip short sleeve thing. It's kind of different. It's not the normal look you would expect from a head coach, but it's working for Curt. All right, time now for Any Given Saturday. A multitude of coaching changes in this offseason cycle, including where you once coached, Urban, in Gainesville at the University of Florida. Their new head coach, Jon Sumrall. I know you've spent a lot of time with him. You're very high on him. He comes in from Tulane into Gainesville, and he's made an impression already, imitating a previous national championship winning head coach. Gee, who could that be? Let's let Coach Sumrall explain.
We didn't earn a damn thing. Like, all we've got is our name. We're going to put our freaking name on every day. All right? And so to wear the Florida Gator logo, to wear the Gators across your helmet and script, or to wear the Gator head, man, you got to earn that.
Sounds familiar, Coach.
Love it. I agree with it. And I did it at a couple stops. Bowling Green, I did it, but we didn't have gear. We didn't have enough money to buy gear. Utah, we did it to a degree.
What did you withhold them? What did you withhold from them at Bowling Green?
That's been 150 years ago. So I'm a firm believer you have to earn it. Yeah. And once you earn it, you really get rewarded. That's the way I was brought up, and that's what I believe in. And also, Mark, I grew up in a world military family, and I studied special ops, Army Ranger, Navy SEAL, Green Beret, and I just believe that's how we ran our program. Yeah. And when I went to Florida, they had a tough season, not that bad. But let me start with this: that whenever you take over something, you can't cookie cutter it. You got to say, okay, I took over Bowling Green. I had to blow that up. It was bad. There was 2-9 or 1-10 something, and just a lot of stuff, a lot of bad grades and drugs and so we had to, torpedo that thing and start over. And we did. And then you went to Utah, wasn't that bad. Florida wasn't that bad. And actually Ohio State taking over for a guy like Jim Tressel, we didn't change much at all. He just kind of spray bottled a little bit and cleaned it up. So, but down in Florida, we took everything away, and I wanted to prove a point. The expectations are a national championship caliber team. That's what Steve Spurrier did. And if you're not doing that, you're going to hear it, and I expect that out of the staff. I expect it out of the players. And we took they weren't allowed to wear Florida gear, and you earned it back. So I was never a believer. For example, there was a time where coaches would get a raise as a staff. I took that away. I was one of the first coaches to do that, and I said, we're not doing that. If you're a great coach, you get a bigger raise. If you're not a great coach, you're going to not quite get the same raise. We don't do it as a group. You do it as individuals, and then same thing with a team. You don't just all of a sudden get your stuff back. You earn it back if you bust your ass. So Mark Ingram plays for me, comes in. The Mark Ingram I know, he's going to be wearing Gator gear quicker than the other guys because he's going to bust his ass, go to class, do the right thing. That's how he did it. I heard he was doing it, and I'm a big fan of his. But I'm a firm believer in meritocracy. You get what you earn.
Facts.
Period.
It's just stuff, though, right? Like I'm looking at this from. I understand. I'm looking at this from an outsider, right? And I need you guys to explain it because it's just stuff that you could buy at Target, right, with the Gator logo on it, right? Like, why does that mean so much, Mark, to that player to have the ability to wear your Alabama Crimson Tide jacket or hat, or not have the ability to wear it?
As a fan, you can buy it. But as a player, you got to earn that right. Stuff is earned. It's not given. So for you to wear that script A, for you to wear that script Gator on the helmet, for you to wear that Gator like that, there's people who have played and come before you, have represented that at a high standard in the right way. And for you to earn the right to do that, you have to earn the right to do it. So I do admire what Coach Sumrall is doing at Florida. And I stand by it because that's what makes you take pride in your university. That's what makes you take pride in your logo. It's from the hard work that you put in, the sacrifice that you put in, the discipline that it required to be able to live up to that standard and elevate that standard. So that's why it means that much to me to wear that script A, because I know what it took for me to do it. And I know what the sacrifice, the blood, sweat, and tears that I had with my brothers to be able to do it. And the guys who came before me and after me that held it to a standard. Because we've all done the same thing. We all respect each other because that's what it took.
Well, it's a psychological truth. The harder it is, the harder it is to let go. In Navy SEAL training, there's 1,000 people apply, 100 make it. Because it's hard. They try to eliminate some of the wash, some of the waste. And that's the same thing I tried to run with a football program. I wanted to make it so miserable. I wanted to find out who's in and who's out.
Who wants it and who don't.
The harder, the better. What's that?
Who wants it and who don't.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be time we run the 110. It's going to be times where you got inside run drills. It's going to be times where you got blitz pressure pickup and it's hot in them 2 days. And if you don't want it, you're going to quit. If you don't love it, you're going to quit.
I
And
think
you're going to
Rob's
weed out
into the group hug. Rob's into the group hug
bad
again.
ones, and you're going to have the dogs that rise to the top.
No, I get it. I get it.
The group hug.
There's something about wearing.
He tried hard. Give him a shirt.
No, there's something about wearing.
No participation trophies at elite places.
Correct. Anywhere. There's something about wearing the gear that you feel you earned, and it's a little different than what anybody else can get, right? Yep. I understand that. I would strut around Colgate with my Colgate soccer stuff on, which was unique to me, and I love that. And if Coach Mike Doherty took it away from me, I would be pissed as hell, and I would fight to get it back. I totally understand that. But, Coach, was there ever a point where you took the stuff away and you were like, shit, they really haven't earned it yet, but I got to give it to them? Like, at some point, they need this stuff.
No, because when you take over a program, you don't give a damn. You're trying to make it as miserable as possible. And I guess I was fortunate. I had some really good kids when I took over. I mean, you couldn't. I took over. What was it, Bowling Green? We won 9 games, I think, our first year, from 2-9 or 1-10 to 9 games, and it turned out that we had arguably the best senior class I've ever had. Utah, we go on a 22-2, 24-2 run after they had a losing season. So I was lucky that when you scrape and push hard enough, you're going to find out the cream rises to the top. And I was very fortunate. Mark, I had some dogs at Florida now. Once we scraped that stuff off, I had some monsters, and they went on national championship second year.
Hey, Coach Saban said it, man, the best. He said, high achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like high achievers because of what it takes, the standard.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
You got to reward the high achievers. And
exactly.
Great.
And the high achievers, if they are who you say they are, who they think they are, they bring the mediocre people up to their level.
Damn right.
And that raises the entire team because you're only as strong as your weakest link on the team.
You watch out for Florida, man. I think I'm buying that stock right now.
You buying that stock?
I'm buying it. That swamp is going to be like a jet engine. I need to know, man.
So you said like a Mark Ingram, I'll be able to earn my gear a little earlier than somebody else. How do you know? What do you have to do to earn it? Like, what do you have to do to earn it? Like, is it your performance in practice? Is it how you carry yourself? Is it a big play? Like, what is the requirements to earn the gear?
No, it has nothing to do with making performance on the field to a point, but just doing right. Just going to class. I took over a couple places where they weren't going to class and smoking and all that crap. Just taking care of yourself. And then our strength coach became my right-hand man. I'd actually listen to him, say who's earned it. And that was the fun part of the job, especially if you
had some players that were doing it right and smoking too.
Don't remind me.
There's a lot of them still out there, man.
Sure. There's a lot of people that's doing it the right way. They're just feeling good at night. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay.
What the world has changed so much, Mark. Think about that. There was a time where, I mean, you'd lose sleep over a drug test coming up as a coach and staff. You're like, what in the world is going on?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now there's no more. I don't think they test anymore, do they, Mark?
In the NFL, they test, but they won't punish you for a negative test. I mean,
so
for
why
a
do we even
test?
test? What do we
College,
do?
I don't think they test anymore, Rob.
Because they don't want to see the results. Probably they don't want
legal.
the facts
It's
coming
legal,
back
right?
at them.
Well,
Right?
half the states are
otherwise
legal.
be like, we might have a problem here.
Half the states you can go in with a driver's license and buy. You know what I mean? In other states, you have a freaking eighth on you. They want to take you to jail.
Yeah.
Like you know.
It is crazy. I remember when we were out at Norman a couple years ago, we saw a ton of shops around the campus. I was like, wow, I just wasn't used to it. And now you start going to other places. You're like, nope, there's that.
We are now a
there's the
cannabis
green thing
podcast
over there. Yeah.
We need a cannabis sponsor.
We'll let Coach handle that one, Mark. All right.
All right.
Good luck with that one, guys. Good luck. Can you even imagine Coach going into one of those shops and what he would do and the questions that would be asked?
Our reads for the cannabis sponsor. Can you imagine,
the hat
Coach?
would be nice and low, the sweatshirt, just kind of.
Yes,
Oh my God,
sir.
this is great. That's a sitcom waiting to happen.
I told you, I smoked at one time.
Yep.
I really didn't, but
At
Lil Wayne
in
walked
Colorado.
by me.
Lil Wayne,
walked right by me.
Lil Wayne,
Oh, geez.
Colorado, right?
Oh man,
yeah.
You got that contact high.
Yeah.
there was a lot of contact high that show.
It
in
wasn't just
Boulder,
Wayne.
man.
The whole student section was smoking
No.
too. Everybody
Oh,
was
man.
smoking out there.
I think the whole city caught a little buzz here. Coming up next, we clean up the show. The architect of one of the most impressive turnarounds in all of sporting history, national championship winning head coach from Indiana, Curt Cignetti, joins us next on The Triple Option.
Light it.
Guys, Wendy's really outdid themselves with these new Biggie deals at $4, $6, $8. The new Biggie deals are bigger and biggier than ever. And I know what you're thinking. How could the Biggie get even bigger and better?
These new Biggie deals are perfect, Rob, because you get to choose between the $4 Biggie Bites, the $6 Biggie Bag, or the $8 Biggie Bundle. If you're feeling something snacky, you can get the $4 Biggie Bites with a JBC and a 4-piece nugget. Feeling something medium? Get yourself a $6 Biggie Bag with JBC, 4-piece nuggets, a small soft drink, and a junior fry. If you want to go full Biggie, you can get the $8 Biggie Bundle with your choice of 2 sandwiches, a small soft drink, and a junior fry, Coach.
So the choice is yours for a pretty biggie deal. Got to be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab.
This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win.
So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same game parlay, make it count. Because after the Super Bowl, the season's over and football is officially done.
So, Mark, it is last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to get started. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob, Mark, Urban. Oh, yeah, we got him. National champion winning head coach Curt Cignetti joined us. Hey, man, where's that national title right now? Where's that trophy sitting?
It's sitting about 5 feet in front of me here. We just finished up with a podcast local guy that used to run our collective. So I'll make sure they get him out of here as quick as possible. I don't want to look at him too long and get soft.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Coach. And 30 years ago, I was at Notre Dame, and you were at Pitt. Who bought dinner that day? When we were, did you buy it or did I? I can't remember.
I know
we both had nothing
because he never buys anything.
Yeah.
But I remember that. I also remember you interviewing when you were at Colorado State for I think we had a receiver job at Pitt with Johnny Majors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so did you get to celebrate it, or I know you're just a nut job like a lot of other great coaches. Did you just go right back at it, or were you able? I saw you enjoy it with your family, which is incredible. But did you take it all in, or are you a little bit like I was, reflecting it when you're still at it is a little sign of weakness? Did you just go right back at it? But did you enjoy it?
I got to enjoy it afterwards. Once I was done with the media, and of course the next morning, there's things to do. And a press conference, and then you're traveling back home. And then you're in the office the next day, and, I mean, you got 19,000 things going on, getting ready for next year, coaches retention, player retention, and all that good stuff. So it's been pretty busy, but I'm the old signing date is coming up where nobody signs anymore, right? So, for about the last 5 years, my wife and I have always taken about a week going somewhere nice and sunny, and looking forward to that.
Where you going, Coach? You got some on the table, Coach? Where y'all going?
They're going to St. Bart's, buddy.
Let's go.
All right, I got one more, Mark, and then you run with it. So I've watched you now for 2 years, and we did the Nebraska game when we were Big Noon, and I kept watching your teams, and I was like, just the run fits on defense, the tackling, you just never miss communication on offense, your perimeter blocking, which we all know that's where all those hidden yards are. And I walked out and I stood right next to your team, and just the mechanics, the way your team worked, the efficiency. Your staff, you've been very fortunate to have loyalty, consistency. One of the things that hit me right in the jaw was I start losing guys. And your two coordinators, I didn't realize. I remember Bryant worked for me, and then Mike Shanahan. Tell me first, they're the most undervalued other than players. They're the most important people in a coach. And I can't say enough about your staff. Tell me about your staff, and how do you keep them?
Yeah. Bryant and Mike I hired as part-time coaches at the D2 level for less than $10,000. Now, Bryant was with me 2 years and then went to Cal Davis, and they got let go. And that's when I got the Elon job, and I brought him back. Wow. And then when Corey Heatherman left me at JMU after 3 years, who's now the DC at Miami, I hired Bryant, he's a great coach. I mean, they both are. And but Grant Kane's been with me probably 7 years at least since I went to JMU, my special teams guy, John Miller, and there's a number of them. And of course, I did lose my strength and conditioning guy, Derek Owings, and that's a key guy. Then he was with me 6 or 7 years, went to Tennessee. So we're going through that right now, but hired a great guy to run that thing. But the staff makes it happen, and we're on the same page. And that's key to the drill, getting everybody to think alike, especially when you're in season every single day, and then on game day, the players included. And when you've got people that you've been with for a while, it's easier to get that done. You just got to make sure complacency doesn't set in, which when you're successful, that's the daily deal. And how do I keep them? I don't know. I'm a little different than a lot of guys. I don't practice a long time. I'm a 25-minute walkthrough guy on Monday and Friday, and we're about an hour 30 to an hour 40 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, helmet, shoulder pad.
Wow.
I'm the same way in the office. I come in early, organize the day. When we're done with practice, those coaches, they can go home if they want to. And, if their work's done.
Yeah.
And now some of them stay and some of them don't, but I don't walk the halls to see who's here and who isn't. So the one thing I would say is we're pretty efficient in everything we do. Like, we don't waste time when we're here. We're working.
So I'm sorry, Mark. So you're the grind days are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Those guys, when you're done practice, because you're so efficient, and then when you roll in the next morning, you don't watch a practice film afterwards?
No, we watch it in the morning. I like to watch practice film when I'm fresh, and I'm a morning guy. So Monday is a late night because we meet with the players at 5, and we start our walkthrough around 7:30. And then everything else is like 2:15, right? And we're done by 5:30. So, those guys, if they got their work done, they go home and see their kids.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love the efficiency of the time, Coach. But no, Coach, I remember after we won our national championship, in Pasadena, we flew back to Tuscaloosa the next day, and I remember we had a team meeting, and Coach Saban was on our butt right away. Like, now it's all about what can you do when you're at the top of the mountain, everybody's shooting for you, et cetera, et cetera. And he was on us right away. When did you guys have your first team meeting when you got back to the Hoosiers? And I know it's obviously different with roster retention, roster turnover, but when was the first team meeting, and what was your message to the team?
Yeah. Well, we actually didn't have a team meeting. I did meet with the portal guys together, met with the new high school guys together, and met with the returners together. We have not had a team meeting yet. They're down there in the weight room now working and this and that. But I thought it was really important I get in front of the portal guys and the high school guys because they had been on campus for 7, 8, 9 days. We're preparing for the national championship, and we kept them separate from the team just to, lay down the law, so to speak, and kind of the direction where we're heading.
So let me ask you that I remember Lou Holtz when we won in, what was it, 06, and it's almost like it's so relieving, and then we did it, and then reality sets in, and I think you're going to feel it. I mean, everyone else I've talked to, at some point you'll feel it that, damn, climbing the mountain, like Mark said a minute ago, and Holtz used to say this to me, is that it takes passion, energy, but when you're on top, it seems like everyone's swinging at you. And Indiana, and I know you know this, but every Big Ten conference school and everyone you're playing has got your game circled. You're Cignetti and you're the Hoosiers now, as opposed to the old Hoosiers. So, have you felt that yet? Probably not, but be prepared for, maintenance is a bitch.
Yeah.
Climbing a mountain's fun.
I mean, it's hard to get to the top of the mountain.
Right.
And and very few teams have done it back to back. To me, it's all about us still. Are we meeting the standard on a daily basis? Are we meeting the standard consistently? Like, my message really isn't, the things I believe in are not going to change. My message to the team might change daily based on what I see and how we're doing. Usually, if we're doing pretty good, I may not even talk to the team after practice. But if I don't like what I see, I am going to talk to them. Now, it's not going to be long, but they're going to understand what I'm saying.
Facts. Hey, Coach, one of my favorite plays in the game was when Fernando Mendoza obviously goes for it on fourth down, runs the linebacker over, dives into the end zone, that set the tone, game momentum, help you guys finish the game. What was the play call for that play, and what went into your decision to go for it on fourth down from the 12?
Yeah, well, you got to play to win. You got to have confidence in the players. And sometimes I always remind myself that before the game begins. I'll put some things on paper, how I want to coach the game and whatever. And like I told the staff and the team a few times the last couple games, you win, you're a hero. You lose, you're a bum. So cut it loose and play to win. Right? You can't play not to lose. And I didn't feel real good about trotting a field goal team out there and just getting a 6-point lead and kicking the ball off. They were moving the ball a little bit on us in the second half. And then we had an opportunity to go up 2 scores. And even if we didn't make it, they were going to be pinned down pretty good, right? We were going to have to hold them anyway. So, we went for it earlier in that drive on fourth down.
Great back shoulder to Charlie Becker.
That's right. And, playing to win, man, you got to have confidence in the players. They've been making plays all year long. Quarterbacks have been making plays all year long. Let's go.
Yeah, what was that play call? You could share it or no?
It was just quarterback draw. I mean, we had to call it a little different because we turned the line different than we had all year long.
Did you have an RPO with it in case it was a 6 pressure?
There were RPOs, yeah, on the outside, 2 inside saves and hitches. But we were anticipating the quarterback would run based on what they did to play before and what we thought they would be doing in that situation, and it worked out that way. He broke a few tackles now.
He did that. He did.
I want to
that
change
big
the
boy
subject. I want to change the subject real quick. That this whole world of Dabo, Coach Sweeney, the NCAA right now is, it seems to me this is a slam dunk investigation that doesn't take 4.5 years to get. Are you experiencing this? I talked to a lot of friends still, and you say Wild Wild West. Are you personally experiencing that nonsense, the tampering with the Indiana roster?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a guy last year offered $1 million, but he'd be shocked at the school. And it's gone on this year. Guys walk in my office and talk to me, and it's tough, man. It's hard. I mean, you got these agents calling everybody across America. How you love to play those guys? You try to do it the right way. But it's tough.
Coach, let's pivot forward, right? We're all about moving forward right now. You go to year one in your transition from James Madison, Indiana. You leaned heavily into the transfer portal. Year two, last year, it felt like it was a little bit less, but the portal was still important. So here we are now, year three. Kind of take us to what the composition of this team is for year three and what you want it to be building it out a couple years.
Yeah, I think year one we took 32. Year two we took 22. This year we took 17. So you see that number going down as the high school recruiting builds up. And now that we're winning, the high school recruiting is getting better. It still takes those guys a little while to develop, and so that they can play winning football. And I don't care, a 24-year-old is going to play better than an 18-year-old. So I don't think you're ever going to see the day where you're not dabbling in the portal. And maybe next year we're at 14. Who knows? But you always have critical needs, and you always got to win every single year. That's just the way the business is now. So the foundation of the house is the high school recruiting, and that's picking up and getting better and better. But you got to supplement it with the portal guys.
Year three, three different quarterbacks. Can you sustain that? Or is that a model that you like going forward?
We have up to this point. I mean, since 19, Ben DiNucci was player of the year in the conference. 20, Cole Johnson player of the year in the conference, and then Todd Centeio, 1-year transfer player of the year in the conference, and Jordan McLeod, 1-year transfer player of the year in the conference, and Curtis Work. He was not player of the year in conference because Dylan Gabriel won the Heisman, but he led the country in QBR. And this year, Fernando Mendoza, obviously. So now we got Josh Hoover, and you build around the quarterback and the offensive talent, and get them to kind of play the way you want them to play, and get them better. And it all starts at that position.
Yeah. Coach, man, we've heard a lot about like different spring games, traditions, and how people are doing it. Do you plan on having a traditional spring game this season, or how do you plan to, adjust your offseason program with the spring transfer portal? No spring transfer portal.
Yeah, we'll play a half. That's what we've done the last 2 years here. And I think I did that in my last couple of years at JMU too. On a Thursday night, we'll play a half. They've got something here called the Little 500. It's like a bike race modeled after 500. And that's 2 days later. And, we'll practice 13 times. I've never practiced 15 times in spring yet. I've never practiced 25 times in fall camp. But we'll get enough done in 13 days.
Is that right?
Yeah, never.
And an hour and a half on the field, you said earlier.
Well, yeah, now spring ball may go 150.
That's gonna get players there off that schedule. You keeping them fresh, you keeping them ready to go. Efficiency.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, is keeping them fresh and healthy, because nobody has depth, and I've never had a team that had enough depth.
What I thought was awesome, Sig, is you talked about your dad. I'm just kind of jumping off script here, but you talked about your dad, and you never got to go to the Hall of Fame until you were down there for that and see his name up there.
And found out that morning that the press conference was at the Hall of Fame.
Unbelievable. What did that warm the heart? I mean, I can only imagine what that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Coach, coming up on the show, we're going to talk about scheduling and off-season schedules and non-conference foes. This year, your non-conference schedule: North Texas, Howard, Western Kentucky. What is your scheduling philosophy that at least you can control?
I'm going to play who the AD says we're playing. I mean, North Texas 12-2, Western Kentucky 9-4. So, then we played 9 Big Ten teams?
Yep.
And so, they
So
give me
what's your AD's philosophy in it then?
I think right now the prevailing philosophy is the SEC's gone to 9, right? Conference games.
Mm-hmm.
10's at 9. And okay, what you do in the Big Ten really matters a lot. Why make it harder on yourself?
Facts. Hey, Coach, I need to know, man, what that ping pong game talking about?
Been a long time, brother.
Hey, man, I'm coming to get my get back on you. You know,
Did you get him? Wait. Did you get him?
I think we split. Honestly.
I know we got him. I can't remember who won the.
Hey, Coach, man, tell him. Hey, man, what do you remember about flying into Flint, Michigan? I know it was cold, and coming to see me and recruit me that first time. You was the first person I saw from Alabama. I'm like, okay, I'm doing something now. I got Coach Cignetti and the Crimson Tide here in Flint, Michigan. Tell him, man, what do you remember most about that first visit we had?
Well, I remember 2 of them, I think, and it was snowing like hell both times. One time you were at a track meet.
Yep, the indoor track meet.
And then the other time, I think we ate pizza in your living room.
Yep, the first time was the pizza in the living room. The second time you brought Coach Burns up there, y'all was at the indoor track meet. Yeah, I remember that. I was flying. Coach Burns liked me then when he saw me running in that track meet.
Were you at Alabama in 14?
No, I was there 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach, we on the outside, we see a different perception of what Indiana is. Obviously, you're in the weeds with it, right? So we see the touchdown at Penn State, right? We see what happened with Mendoza going airborne in the national championship game. Those are probably the images that are stuck with us, with most of the people. What's the image or images of what's transpired the entirety of the season through the celebrations and the celebrations back in Bloomington? What are those little mental snapshots that you have that are going to stay, that are going to resonate with you for the rest of your life?
Well, those were 2 iconic plays and great moments in Indiana football history. What I'm going to remember about this group is just how consistent they were day in, day out, week in, week out, how they approached their work and then put it on the field. A lot of great leaders on this team, a lot of really smart guys that are going to do well in life that were really probably closer maybe than any team I've ever had. Now, generally when you win big, you got a pretty close team. But, boy, these guys really were tight and played with a lot of confidence.
When did you allow yourself to celebrate and take it in and smile?
As soon as I could. It takes a while to get that stage up every time you win one of those playoff games. And then, maybe you got to do Big Ten Network or Fox and finally get in that locker room and crack one open.
Hey, thanks for joining us, man. You're great, and we please share your staff that from an old coach. Much respect, man. Those guys did a hell of a job.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Coach Cignetti, you're awesome, man. Congratulations again. We are so proud of what you and what Indiana was able to create. National championship winning head coach Curt Cignetti. Thanks, Coach.
Light it.
Urban Mark Rob back here with you. The Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Time to go 3 and out, guys. We're going to discuss non-conference schedules, right? So the 2026 calendars have been set for all the big programs. We're going to try to find the 3 easiest non-conference schedules. We talked to Curt Cignetti about it earlier, Coach, and Indiana may be at the top of your list.
It is, and I like the fact that Coach Cignetti was very clear. Who cares? I don't want to paraphrase him too much, but I get it. I respect it. I actually respect a person who just says that. He says the Big Ten Conference playing 9 games. They played Kennesaw State, Old Dominion, and Indiana State. I'll never forget that when I heard those 3 teams they played, and they won a national title. So I think unfortunately, because I do like those non-conference big games, I used to like it as a coach, and I love it now just watching. But I think those days are over, Mark. With that said, the 3, I'm going back to the Hoosiers. Again, they play a good North Texas, but still North Texas. They play Howard, and they play Western Kentucky that I believe won 9 games. and Sig let us know that. So that Indiana, Houston playing Oregon State, Southern and Georgia Southern. Wow.
Whenever you get directions involved, Coach.
I know. And then my old Utah team is playing Idaho, and then Arkansas team that's I heard they're a shell of themselves, and Utah State. So the old scheduling philosophy that we used to live by, big dog, medium dog, little dog. There's a lot of little dogs out there.
A lot of little puppies barking out there, nipping
might
at
as
ankles.
well.
A lot of
Why
little
make
dog.
it hard
Little
on
dog,
yourself?
little dog, little dog.
Mini dog.
Mini dogs. Mark, who are your three? Who's got the best mini dog schedule out there?
Shoot, right now you got to go Penn State. Penn State got Marshall, Temple, and Buffalo for
We
their
saw that last year,
non-conference.
too, with them. Yeah.
They also have no Oregon and no Ohio State and no Indiana. So you talk about easiest non-conference, maybe easiest conference as well. You know, when you start taking out Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, those are the three best teams in the Big Ten this year. Then you got to go Texas Tech. We got Abilene Christian. Sounds like one of the high school, Christian academies right here by me. No offense to Abilene Christian, by the way. And then they got also Sam Houston State and Oregon State, who is absolutely haven't been doing anything lately. Oregon State.
It's at Oregon State, at least, to add a little caveat to it, but I agree.
Oregon State, what is their record the past?
Welcome. Hey, Pac-12 is back, baby.
The
Pac-12 is back. Pac is back,
the
man.
Pac is back to
Full
life?
of state schools. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. So Texas Tech, Penn State, and then who? We'll go with the Georgia Bulldogs, Tennessee State, Western Kentucky, and we can't always just throw Georgia Tech in there. I mean, I think that's not a conference, but
It is non-conference. End of season.
Tennessee State and Western Kentucky. Haynes King is gone.
Yep. It'll be a different. Mendoza could be running the ship for Georgia Tech. All right, so those are the non-conference schedule. I want to go totality. Mark, you kind of hit on it as well. If you look at the totality of Penn State's schedule, Matt Campbell, I guarantee you, he looked at that before he signed the papers. Like, you know what?
I could deal with this the first
This
year.
is an easy entry back into the Big Ten, right? We already talked about Marshall at Temple, Buffalo, no Oregon, no Ohio State, Indiana. The toughest stretch, it's 2 Saturdays in a row. It's home to USC and then at Michigan. Only one West Coast trip that goes out to Washington. So I think Penn State, assuming they can sort themselves out with all the new bodies and the new coaches coming in, Rocco Becht is going to be their QB. I think this is an easy entrance, if you will, for Penn State. Listen, Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame, if you don't make the playoffs with this schedule, something's wrong. Now, when we say out of conference schedule, it's hard to say it's easy because they only have 5 quote unquote conference games, right, from the ACC. But looking at the totality of it, open up with Wisconsin at Green Bay, then 2 other Big Ten teams, but it's Michigan State and Purdue. So you're talking teams that are middle to the bottom part of the Big Ten. Right? You got Rice in right. Rice is their gimme. The ACC games at North Carolina, Stanford, the 2 big ones are both home, Miami and SMU. They also have BC and Syracuse. So 7 games. That's their extra credit. They go 7 games, then a bye after that BYU game. So, and then they have another neutral game with Navy at Foxborough. So I think the totality of Notre Dame's schedule looks extremely manageable. Irish, you need to make the playoffs. Again, you only need to be in the top 12, and you'll be in the playoffs. Texas Tech, interesting as well. Again, totality, no BYU, no Utah. We talked, Mark, about the 3 out-of-conference teams. And then they host maybe 2 of their more challenging teams, Arizona State and TCU. 5 games, then a bye when they have Arizona State at home. I think Texas Tech is primed to get themselves back into the college football playoff picture. That was your fresh take of the week, presented by Wendy's. Get yourself a $4 Biggie Bites, $6 Biggie Bag, and an $8 Biggie Bundle now at Wendy's. All right, you know what?
We love Biggie Bags and we love Biggie Bundles.
And we love Super Bowl Sunday as well.
Yes.
You guys are road tripping it. I'm going to go be a cheer dad in Orlando, so I'm missing it. As this kicks off our 2-minute drill brought to you by FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to download the app and take advantage of a 50% profit boost today. Again, that's FanDuel.com/triple option. Time to make our picks for the Super Bowl. Seattle, guys, favored by 4.5. The over-under mark is 45.5. Deuce. You're first up. Who's taking home the Super Bowl?
4.5 is a lot for a Super Bowl, you know?
It actually seems small to me.
Yeah, but to me, I'm going to lay the points here. You know, I think, I respect Vrabel. I respect the Patriots and what they've done this season. But there's something about the Seattle Seahawks team. They just got a lot of juice on offense. You talk about Jackson Smith and Jigba. Looks like the best receiver in the league right now. You talk about the addition of Rashid Shaheed, how dangerous he is as a punt returner, kick returner, and a wide receiver. Then you talk about Kenneth Walker, who I think is coming into his own in this postseason. He's running the rock. He's catching the football. This offense has a lot of juice. Then you talk about Sam Darnold, the evolution of him, or what he has come from since he was with the Jets. They talk about he was a bust. He was with Carolina. He was backing up. They talk about he's a bust. I was waiting on Sam Darnold to prove me wrong this year and have a bad stretch. He hasn't had a bad stretch all year. He probably had one or two games out of 16, 17, 18 that weren't up to par. So Sam Darnold is playing at an elite level, a high level. This defense, they rush you with 4. Drake May has been sacked a number of times in this playoff. I think 15 times in this playoff. And so you have a defensive front led by DeMarcus Lawrence, who can get to you with rushing 4 people. If you can rush 4 people and cover 7, that's the recipe for success. So with this team, I got too much juice on offense, a strong defense. I'm laying the points, 4.5. I'm going to lay these points with Seattle. I think Seattle has the momentum, and they just got too much juice. I'm laying the points. I'm going with Seattle here in this one.
Coach, how do you see it?
I'm going to take the X factor in Vrabel. He's been there. He's won 3 Super Bowls. He's seen one of the best teams, dynasties in NFL history with the Patriots and how it's done. And I got a lot of respect for Seattle, but I think the X factor is the guy running the charge of one of the great turnarounds in NFL history if he wins this last game. So I'm a Mike Vrabel fan. I witnessed it. I would go visit the Patriots when he was playing and watch that team work. And I just think the X factor will be Mike and his experience in Super Bowls and having a plan of attack and how to go win that game. So
they're not afraid to go on the road.
4.5 points is a lot. I think they're going to cover, but I'm going to pick and there's a little bit of personal bias because I love Vrabel to see him do this.
Have you been watching Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Oh, I've been watching him for years. I think that's so good because he got overshadowed by Marvin Harrison Jr. now.
Yes. And
he was the number 2 receiver at Ohio State.
Yes.
Think about that for a minute.
And he's a dog.
Monster.
Yeah. A dog. Have you watched Jackson Smith and Jigba? Have you watched Kenneth Walker III? Have you watched Rashid Shaheed, a.k.a. Deuce, getting loose?
All right.
I'm laying the points with Seattle.
Oh, I got Seattle by at least 7. Yeah, that's how high I am on them. I love the Vrabel story. I love New England winning on the road every game this year. And I know there's a neutral site game, but keeping it away from Foxborough, it is an awesome story, the turnaround. And like, as soon as the Patriots hired Vrabel, weren't we all saying, what a great hire? Like, how smart. Mm-hmm. Why do teams give up on great coaches? I know sometimes you just need to mix it up, right? And change the locker room or the mentality. But what a steal. What an absolute steal for the Patriots. And Drake May, man, if the Pats are going to do it, it's going to be with May's wheels, right? I mean, all those big first downs he picked up by doing it himself. That kid's a gamer, man. I love him. He's also a Tar Heel, so there might be a little bias there. All right, the triple option and our good friends at Throwbacks. You guys are going to be up in the Bay Area for Super Bowl weekend.
We're going to miss you.
And everybody, I know. Listen, I'm going to miss you guys too. I'm downright sour about it, but I'm going to be a good cheer dad. Fans, you guys have a chance to hang out for free with 3 college football Hall of Famers.
Free, it's for me, and yes, I'll take 3.
3, exactly. This Saturday, the 7th, you can watch a live crossover episode at 5 Pacific. Coach will be there. Mark will be there. Our good friend Matty Ice, Matt Liner, Cherry Ferreira, and Agar will be there, plus other guests. Come on out. We talked about it. St. Joseph's Art Society. You guys get to hang out at an art society. How
art.
Fancy. How fancy of you guys. 1401 Howard Street in San Fran for the block party. Doors open up at noon. Music, meet and greets, live shows, not just the triple option, not just throwbacks. There's some soccer, there's some college basketball, there's some NBA. Learn more at AMP sportsblockparty.com.
And the key, you said what? The key is it's
Free.
for
free.
It's for free. And if it's for free,
sportsblockparty.com. Please send me pictures. Yell at me. I am going to be sitting in some place at Disney, staring at lots of cheerleaders, doing
loud gymnasium,
loud and screaming.
it's for what? It's for me.
I'll take 3. Follow, subscribe, rate us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as across social media at 3X Option Show. Thanks again to Coach Curt Cignetti joining us, man. What an awesome interview that was. He's the best, man. So happy for that program. You guys have a good, fun, safe, artsy trip to San Francisco. As always, thanks to our partners, Wendy's and FanDuel. We will see you again next time right here on the Triple Option.